Welcome to Inspiration Inc. We have a very special guest with us today. We have the man with us who's credited for creating many brands which are part of our household today. We have with us Mr. Harish Mariwala, Chairman of Marico Group. So thank you so much for joining us on Inspiration Inc. And normally when we have conversation, it's generally about business and all, but today we thought we'll have conversation about you and your journey with you. So I'll start with a very basic thing. I mean, I was reading your journey and your history, and right from the time when your family actually migrated to Bombay, and then that whole Bombay Oil mills, that part of business. So what actually made you think that you need to do something more? You already had a business which was running, all the family was involved. So why did you think of Marico and how?
When I joined the organization, I was very young. I was just 20 years. I just finished my graduation and I joined the organization, and we had 3 different businesses in Bombay Oil Industries.
You were educated here?
I was in Sydenham College in Bombay, and then after that I just joined the business. I'm no postgraduate or nothing after graduation in terms of studies. And I joined the business. We had 3 different businesses. It was completely family managed organization, my father and my uncles, and there were no professionals. There were certain family acquaintances as a part of the company. But we didn't have any other professional practices like an appointment letter or policies and things like that.
It was all very informal.
Very informal and managed completely by the family. And to that extent, there was nobody to train me. I was just let loose in terms of
on the job,
whatever you want to do, explore. So I started visiting factories and started meeting customers in different businesses. And one of the business was the edible oil business, which was catering mainly to bulk industrial customers, paint industry, biscuit industry. Also selling edible oils in barrels and large tins, in tankers. And a very, very small part of that edible oil business was in branded. So when I saw that, and I said that if I can convert this unbranded business to branded, the business will be far more stable, it will be profitable and sustainable. And I started traveling to internal markets, started appointing distributors, and saw good traction in terms of the brand, both the brands. And I think that's how I began my journey in converting the business from unbranded to branded.
But you did not meet any resistance internally within the family when you said that I want to shut the bulk business?
So I think we saw the traction in terms of branded business, and that was good, and it was far more profitable. So I think that itself was adding to the turnover. I think I faced some other challenges rather than resistance to closing the unbranded business. And the challenges were in terms of attracting and retaining talent, because at that time we were located in the heart of commodity markets in Bombay. Masjid Bandar, where just to enter the office premises you would have to navigate through all the hand carts and lorries, and there would not be any parking place for cars. So when I wanted to attract talent from good organizations, most of them after coming to the office, before coming, they would just run away because they would not want to work in an organization where they would have to face such conditions to enter the office. So I overcame that by calling people to the Wellington Club initially for a few meetings, and if I found them suitable for recruitment, then I would call them to the office with us, create the right mindset in terms of attracting talent, saying that okay, it is a matter of time, we'll move out of these offices, and I think that helped.
I think if we have to split your challenge, so there were 2 challenges. One was it was a new business, it was not something that your family had done traditionally. And from B2B, it was actually converting itself into B2C business. That too for products in a market which was very fragmented and largely informal. Right? So that was one part of the challenge, pushing your products and ensuring that they are available. The second part is ensuring the back end and creating all these systems and processes. So how did you, I mean everybody has only 24 hours, how did you manage that?
So I think I am a good manager of time. I must say I don't sit in office beyond 5:30 in the evening. But I think
Those days also you did?
Yeah, no, I've never sat through. But I think you need to have a look at the role. What role are you performing? And if you are able to attract good talent, can you empower them? Can you delegate to them? Because many entrepreneurs, I find that they are too much in love with their own business. They want to do everything on their own, and if they just start doing everything on their own, they just cannot grow. So you need to attract good talent. You need to create the right team, build the team, create the right processes, so that your role shifts from doing things yourself to getting things done.
Correct.
And that's a very big shift the entrepreneurs need to bring about. And I think I was able to do that effectively. I recruited talent which was better than me in their respective functions. So it was easier for me to delegate and empower them.
Right. But okay, so second part of it was actually creating brands like, Marico, I mean Saffola or Parachute. These are all like household names.
Yes.
And for generations they have been.
Yes.
But when you actually floated them,
Yes.
so what was the reaction of the trade community, the distribution channel and business partners? Did they believe in this, that it is doable in a fragmented market?
See, first of all, there are two separate, Parachute and Saffola cater to very different set of consumers.
Correct.
Saffola is an urban-centric brand which is catering to the health-conscious people in terms of their edible oil they are using, and now we also gone into Saffola healthy foods.
Correct.
But it was more an urban-centric brand. So we had to convince people that this is a brand which is good for your heart. And you look at not just selling the product, but beyond that, can you actually tell the consumer the need to take care of their heart. So we did a lot of initiatives at that time. And since then, they've been continuing in terms of doing heart care camps to bring in awareness for high cholesterol, impact of high cholesterol, give them booklets in terms of how do you, what kind of diet you need to do, what is the lifestyle changes you need to bring, because oil is one part of the journey, but I think your lifestyle has to change if you have to lead a healthy heart lifestyle. As far as coconut oil was concerned, I think first of all we had a very good quality of oil. So we had a superior quality of coconut oil compared to many of our competitors, and that helped us in terms of getting initial market shares. And we got about 15-20% market share through sheer distribution and trial generation. But beyond that, I think we saw an opportunity of converting market from tin to plastic. Initially, we faced a lot of problems with the trade because they were just not willing to stock plastics because of rat bites and because somebody else had launched coconut oil in plastics a few years prior to us. So we actually had to design a round-shaped container and a container where we ensured that no oil was on the surface of the bottle. And we also placed those plastic containers in rat cages for a day or so. And nothing happened, it was all safe. And we took the pictures, went back to the trade, and that's how we converted the market. And our market share over a period of 3-4 years jumped up from 15% to almost 50%.
So one was converting B2B business into B2C.
Yes.
But when you converted it into B2C, did you have this kind of probably trajectory in mind that ultimately this is where you want to take the business? Because if we observe your business, so from Saffola now you have, you are everywhere. So you are into health foods. Parachute today sells in Bangladesh and a lot of other countries outside India. Was that somewhere planned or it just happened?
So I would say that it has evolved over a period of time. The entry into Saffola and Parachute in the initial days and the positive response we got in terms of increase in sales as well as making the brands profitable spurred me to say that this has to be the business. My life is now going to be mainly in FMCG industry.
Correct.
And I want to create an FMCG company. So that's how the consumer products business of Bombay Oil Industries, which I was looking after, I was able to convince the family that can you help me take this business in a new company, Marico. And Marico was created mainly to look after the FMCG business, the branded business, which required a different set of skills, culture to succeed compared to a B2B business. And once that was done, I was very clear that we had to go all guns in terms of creating brands in FMCG segment. And we identified two broad categories of business we wanted to be in. which we call beauty and wellness. And we've stuck to that by and large.
What actually gives you this, I would say, future vision? Because a lot of your ventures, if we see, have been ahead of time, and they have been actually, you know, they have created that change in the industry. FMCG products are one side of it. Then you have something like Kaya, which was again the first formal chain in India for health and wellness. So how do you do that? I mean,
so I think it a lot depends on your mindset and your passions. So I think if I look back at my own journey, I think two big initiatives have helped me in terms of creating whatever you've done. One is the need to think differently. So we may call it innovation. So whether it's plastics in case of Parachute or any other product we have innovated for, or in case of Saffola Masala Oats. We innovated the oats category by launching a range of masala oats, which was not existing. So one is innovation, you know, and other is the need to pioneer new things. So Saffola at one level was a pioneering initiative in healthcare edible oils. A brand like Revive was a pioneering initiative in fabric starch. Then the Kaya Skin Clinic was a pioneering initiative in skincare. And of recent past, just 3 months back, I pioneered a new business, which is in the range of, which basically we have pioneered a rehab center, which is known as Aquacentric, and it's a unique business model where we offer rehab services on 4 different set of issues. One is all the ortho issues, if you had a knee injury or if you had some other back problems, and if you're not able to exercise. Then we have 3 swimming pools, so we actually, it's very easy to exercise in swimming pools, so we ensure that people exercise in that. And then we have neuro issues, you know, which is to look after the people who suffer from stroke or neuro issues. And we also have chair lifts where we can actually put the people in chair and put them in pool. And third is pediatric issues, those who are suffering from Down syndrome, autism, cerebral palsy. And finally, about 4th is women's health issues. I am very proud that it's getting very good feedback about the same.
I'm sure. Now, so you know, one was obviously your own journey. Second was the way Indian economy progressed, and the globalization happened and all. And obviously you also went public, Marico listed. How much life has changed? Because you know, it's one thing to be in a market where you are completely the dominant force. Today you have global products here, global chains here. How the life has changed from
for me or for the company?
For you and company both, actually.
I think it's always good to have change. Change is always constant. So I think one has to embrace change and look at the positive side of change in terms of opportunities, new or exciting things to do, to learn. And I've always looked at change from a very, very positive side. So things have changed dramatically over a period of time.
Also, can you, just because the show is actually about the inspirational stories. Can you talk about 1 or 2 failures where actually
I can talk of multiple failures and not 1 or 2. And I think...
No, so tell me 1 or 2 which actually changed your life or changed your approach.
So I think first of all, I view failures as learnings.
Okay.
And I think every person fails. And if you are scared of failures, then you stop taking risks. So I'll give 1 or 2 examples. One is a few years back, we felt that we should enter snacks under the Saffola brand name. And I'm talking of 5-6 years back, and we identified as baked snacks as a way to move forward, because snacks, most of the snacks are fried. So if you offered baked snacks, then it'll have lesser calories, it fits into the brand Saffola. So we developed a product which was very, very healthy, but it was not so the best in taste. And when we launched, we realized that in a snack category, taste is the most important, because it is an impulsive purchase. You are having a snack when you're all of a sudden you reach home in the evening and you want to grab something, or you're having a drink in the evening. So that palate has to, people were not willing to go for a slightly suboptimal product on taste. So we withdrew the product.
I think that's most important.
Yes.
Any other failure that you would want?
So I would say that one other failure when I'm talking of many years back when we wanted to go international. And we were able to go international only in certain territories which were neighboring to India, in Bangladesh, Middle East, because our main hypothesis was that hair oiling, we can take it international, but hair oiling as a habit had vanished from most other countries. And the desire to expand to other countries also was high. So we said that, can we leverage something which is Indian? So in that search for leveraging Indian, I came across a company which was based out of US, which was in Ayurveda, but selling it to the spa industry. So again, going back to B2B business model. And we felt that that would give us an opportunity to sell it to all spas. We acquired that company, persisted it for a few years, but we were not getting traction into B2B, partly because we were not in that kind of a business, and partly because the opportunity was very small. We sold off that business, and the key learning for us was, instead of going into a different business model, can we identify some newer set of products where we can become market leaders in hair care. So we identified what we call pre and post wash hair care, which is basically hair oils, hair serums, hair gels, hair creams, and we briefed some of the bankers saying that we want to acquire businesses. We also identified ethnic hair care in Africa. We identified male grooming, where some brands were market leaders, and we were able to make acquisitions in Egypt, South Africa, Vietnam. That gave us entry into those. So I think, looking back, we should have gone that route rather than acquiring a B2B business based on Ayurveda and US.
Which is, you are normally quiet and you don't talk about your social activities or basically the philanthropic activities, but you do support a lot of innovation and try and create that next wave of leaders and all. Can you just share a bit about that?
So I think it is done under 2 or 3 different heads. One is under Marico. The CSR reports to me directly, though on a day-to-day basis we have a managing director who manages Marico.
Right.
So we have Marico Innovation Foundation, which basically the whole objective is to fuel innovation in India. And in the Innovation Foundation we do lots of things, including supporting innovative organizations to scale up, awards. We've come out with a book which has become a bestseller. So that's one. On my personal side, I have currently engaged with 2 initiatives. And one of the initiatives is what we call Mariwala Health Initiative, and this is to support organizations, support and fund and help them grow. Organizations which are in mental health, and this was started about 4 years back. So we are working with 4 organizations where we give a financial grant, and in addition to that we help them. And finally I have started Ascent, which is helping entrepreneurs scale up, and learn from each other. So we have 350 entrepreneurs associated with Ascent in Bombay, and we have just launched our Chennai chapter, and hopefully we'll have about 50 or 100 entrepreneurs in Chennai.
So tell me, which is the most influential book you have read?
So I would say that one book which gave a lot of endorsement to what I was doing was Blue Ocean Spaces, because I looked at spaces where I can be market leaders, and they were blue ocean. So it just reinforced my belief in going after these businesses.
Who's the most influential person in your life?
I've had learned from many people, but if I had to name one, I would say that Professor Ramcharan, whom I've known for a long period of time. Whenever I've had issues, whether it's board or talent or any process or team, I've always gone to him, and then he's always helped me. And I'm also currently in the process of writing a book, which is going to be co-authored by him. So, yeah.
Okay. Is there any one thing that you would like to change about your life?
Yes, lots of things. But if I have to identify one thing, I'm very impatient as a person. So I would like to be patient. And
you don't come across as impatient, at least.
Yeah, but I eat my meals very fast, and everything has to be very
instant.
Instant, yes.
Are you a sports person?
Yeah, I play golf every weekend without fail. I go to the gym every day, so I'm very health conscious. So I'm.
Who's your favorite sports personality? I would say?
So it has to be in golf. So I would say that somebody like Tiger Woods is somebody who's got a lot of inspiration.
Okay, this one is tricky, but is there any one decision which you regret?
Regret? Not really, I don't think so. I mean,
So it has been pleasure speaking to you and actually to know the real person behind this whole success story that we have. Thank you so much for giving us your time. Thank you, sir.
Bye.